international match. So, first up, another Finnish chess boxer. Big up Finland. Doing well. And this one loves horses. Who knew? He says it's his favourite animal, friend, and chess piece. So let's see how he uses his knight. He says Britain is a good country because of two things. Norwich football team and the Spice Girls. Sounds like an interesting chap. Let's bring him out. In the red corner, weighing 75 kilograms, standing at 177 centimeters, Sakari horse attack Lähderinne. Yeah, make some noise, come on! He loves them horses. Make some more noise for horse attacks. Get in the ring, boyo. Do you need a sugar lump for her? Does she need a sugar lump? Yeah, I've got one in my pocket, it's all right. So, give it up one more time for Sakari horse attack Lähderinne. Yeah! Now joining him all the way from Russia, we have someone who's been playing chess since the age of 5. Yeah, he constantly fought with guys, and after that he got into the boxing section. He's the perfect example of a chess boxer, he says, as he is a candidate master of sports in boxing as well as chess. Well, this guy rates himself, doesn't he? Let's see how good he is. In the blue corner, weighing 70 kilograms, standing at 173 centimeters, Nikita Evstafiev! Make some noise for the Razor! Oh, he's loving the camera. Bring it down, Razor. Here he is, the Razor! Give the camera some time, buddy. Yes. Okay. The international battle is about to commence. Are you ready? Finland v Russia. Here we go. Have a great bout, guys. Enjoy.
Nikita listed as a specialty there, chess, which certainly shows. We are off with the Battle of the Baltics. Two very contrasting entrances. What did you make of that, Matt?
I mean, I, for one, was utterly terrified. But, you know, I'm just a weaselly little nerd in an elf costume, so who can blame me?
And I saw that Nikita lists his speciality as chess, which certainly shows how he's aiming to win this one. He says he's a candidate master, so that means he would be a very strong player.
Yeah, I mean, Nikita's got off to an extremely good start here. H6 was not a very purposeful move, although the queen looks exposed in the centre of the board because the queen's knight. The knight has been swapped off. Actually, horse attack got rid of his horse at the wrong time, and now that queen is very, very well positioned. If it can't be shifted, then it's an advantage, whereas if it could, then you would gain some tempo against the queen. Sorry for the Italian.
And yeah, it's all about the development at this stage, and White has got a strong advantage in development, got his pieces very well centralised, got more space in the centre of the board. If I was horse attack, I would be slowing down and waiting to show us some of those quick hands that he had in the corner.
White can lever open the position with e5 here. Bishop f4 is a very good developing move. If e5 comes in at the right time without black castling, then he could be in a world of trouble. Rook to e1, e5. Oh, queen takes g7. Queen takes g7. Now, it doesn't win a rook. It doesn't win a rook, but you've got to come up with the right... Oh, there's a trap. There's a trap here. The bishop comes to f6. You play knight takes f6 check. You play queen takes f6, and then bishop takes f7 is possible. Because then if the queen takes it, queen takes h8 is possible. Then queen takes h4, then queen takes g8, which is winning. But will that specific flurry of moves happen?
That is a lengthy line you have given us there, Matt. And I dare say that Nikita has seen all of it. Look at that.
Oh gosh, so knight f6 check, knight f6 check. Oh no, queen takes, no, ignore me, that was a poor bit of analysis and that can't happen. Yeah, that's a good move, that's just a rook. And Nikita's precious horse is under threat. If he plays knight to e7, a natural-looking move, then actually it'd be black that gets smothered, mate. Knight to e7, and then knight f6 will be game over. Will he play that? It could happen, and then we'll have a horrendously early finish to this match.
Horse attack doing the smart thing and having a bit of a think, trying to draw this one out. I really do think he moved a bit too quickly at the beginning. Now, it is somewhat shutting that door after the horse has bolted, as it were.
Yeah, White proving that every Russian schoolboy knows how to play the opening, and quite frankly, black is in a world of bother. Bishop e6, I mean, what else can you do? The mate is stopped, but I think just queen takes... Yeah, he's done it! Black has no horses left on the board and must surely be desolate at this.
He's going to have to go all out for the KO, I think, as the Finn did in the last bout.
No, this has been utterly devastating for black, and thankfully this is a hybrid sport, so there is a discipline. Now, actually, you don't need to move the knight here, because bishop takes h6 would also be a very, very strong move. Then if you take the knight, then queen takes f8 would be strong. White can then just hoover off the pieces with a clearly winning ending, but does he want to go for a slightly quicker kill with more pieces on the board?
And look how Kawi's played it. He's played it. He's got the look of a man who knows he's got a winning position. Look how calm he is.
Yes, I suppose when one of you is called Razor and the other is called Horse Attack, it's to be expected. But Horse Attack may yet come up with a flurry of hooves in the boxing. And indeed, if he doesn't, then he's dead meat.
Off to the knacker's yard. How would you defend against the checkmate here?
Well...
Not what?
Yeah, I think taking the knight now, bishop to b5. Oh! Bishop b5 wins the queen.
I mean, it's all going off the board. That was a disastrous round of chess.
Utterly dreadful. And really, White said before the game, he's a 2100, his specialty is chess. It's very easy to be cynical in that position, but he really played a pretty flawless game. And that was just brilliantly done. He hoovered up the pieces, put his pieces on good squares, went up with a good plan, won the G7 pawn, and yeah, black must win this next boxing round. I would almost go as far as he'd say, as you said, Chris, he needs a knockout.
Yep, then that's not going to go another chess round. He was playing far too... when you're up against a strong opponent like that, what you want to be doing in chess boxing is really drawing it out and getting as many boxing rounds as you can out of it. And he really rushed the opening, perhaps hoping that the pace would somehow put his opponent off, but h6 early on was a bad sign, and then g7 pawn disappeared, followed by the rook, the knight, both pairs of knights off. king running out to squares rapidly. It was really very one-sided.
Yeah, actually, I think bishop b5 might even be checkmate. I think whatever piece moves to d7, queen takes f8 is mate, so it should be a checkmate in 2 if it lasts another chess round.
Yeah, indeed. So, let's see if Nikita's claim to be a candidate master, i.e. the same level in boxing, holds true as his claim in chess, because if it does, I don't rate the Finn's chances. I
mean, Sakari must know, Horse Attack must understand that his chess position is over. He's a strong enough player to know that. He was caught unawares, essentially, and he's gonna have to hope for a Hail Mary here. He basically has to get a knockout, and
well, we saw in the last match it can happen.
It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible, but you know, Nikita's job is clear. Razor, you survive one round, you've won this.
These both look to be strong boxers, but Nikita landing the heavier blows to start with. I don't think he's going to try and just draw this one out. I think he's going to show his mastery to the crowd here in both disciplines. But that's a stiff jab that the Finn has, and a strong right to follow it up. This is high quality of boxing, the highest quality of the night.
But that's good. I mean, that's good by Nikita. Like, Nikita does not look like a man who's going to be knocked out this round.
I don't know. There's some heavy punches being thrown by both sides, so it could happen. I'm happy for the Finn here that he's getting to show his proficiency in boxing, which he clearly does have. That's another right that lands, though, from Nikita. Some power punches winging their way in. Good straight right, though. Oh. Yeah, good combo, but covering up there, Nikita. He's not really perturbed by that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good strategy, isn't it? Given the nature of this hybrid sport, if you survive this, you win overall. So there's no need. He doesn't need to prove his might in the boxing, because the chess and boxing are of equal merit.
He doesn't need to, but I think he wants. It's the first time he's seen him in this country, and he has chess boxed before in Russia, where they do it very seriously. So he's really hoping to leave an impression here. Yeah, Russia and Finland, two countries with a past. Russia has certainly overrun Finland a couple of times. So if you know your history about the Russian Empire, then Finland was part of it, and more recently, I believe, in the 20th century. It looks like Russia is dominating this one too, Matt.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very intellectual analogy, and you know, as tempting pedant that I am to find flaws in that, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, Finn, is it patronising to say this is a plucky performance? I mean, actually, the boxing looks relatively even, but this feels like it's going to be an honourable defeat rather than a contest. And it might be that we're talking about Horse Attack as one for the future, when he's you know, a bit more experienced in the chess and less open to that kind of onslaught.
I mean, the Finns, their most recent sporting success has obviously been qualifying for the European Championships recently for followers of Norwich City, like Horse Attack. I'm going to interrupt that one because he is living up to his moniker and unleashing a bit of an attack here on Nikita. He's certainly going out on his sword if he's going to be losing on the chess.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Chris. And okay.
You can see a bit of a cut underneath the left eye there of Horse Attack, so he's certainly been shipping a few.
But that's not a concern as far as his victory in the fight is, right? I mean, I think there are only seconds left before we're back to the chess, where, as mentioned, it looks like White may have a checkmate in 2, and that's the bell. That's the bell.
Only seconds left in the chess, but you see the acknowledgement there of two high-class boxers, and a nod and a tap of the gloves at the end there. They both know what is coming, but they both enjoyed demonstrating a high level of boxing skill here in the ring. Coming back to Norwich City in the Finnish national football team, so Team Huki I was going to reference some of the other well-known sporting Finn, but I would say that Horse Attack I would want to be seeing more of in the ring here, and perhaps becoming the second best-known sporting Finn on these shows, because that was some excellent boxing, and I think probably his chess is going to be a bit better than he's shown us, but he's pretty overwhelmed by such a powerful opponent.
Yeah, I think knight takes d4 was that was a slightly kind of careless strategic idea, and I think he was unfortunate to come up against an opponent who played so accurately. That's not going to happen to him every day. It looks like the extra chess experience is going to tell here. But White still has to see the right plan to win it this round. It might be that if he doesn't see bishop b5 check, that he lasts a little bit longer. Like he might instantly play queen takes f8, in which case he could last another round if he plays, you know, plays sensibly, circumspectly, kind of defends grittily, and then he'll have an extra round of boxing to work with. But yeah, it's difficult to see anything other than a Russian victory today.
Yeah, but he looks, again, very calm in his ring, being talked to by his cornerman. Another star of the chessboxing firmament, Dimar Agasarian, a three-weight world champion, no less. So he certainly got some good advice in the corner. Not that I think he needs it, because he's really one of the most devastating performances that I have seen. Well, I wasn't saying in a long time, but then we have just witnessed a knockout in the bout before, so it's power chessboxing.
And we're back, and I think, Chris, oh, he's taken d5. I liked bishop b5 there. I liked bishop b5. That looked like that was inching towards checkmate, but pawn takes d5, still a very, very strong move. Black really in serious trouble here. He just has to find the right series of moves. It doesn't matter how grovelly, it doesn't matter how defensive he is. He just has to survive another round so that he can maybe, just maybe, win at the boxing.
That's it. You want to draw this out as long as you can. What he wants to avoid here, yep. That's good.
Oh, no, that was too quick. That was too quick. Is rook e1? Rook e1, is that mating? Is that checkmate? No, queen takes f8, also a very good move, a very, very strong move. King to d7 is forced.
Yeah, the king might get out onto the queen. So king d7, bishop b5 check, king c8. It kind.
Black is thinking here. Black is clearly a bit discombobulated. He doesn't know what's going on. He has to play something. Otherwise, he's going to be called out for stalling. I don't think he's doing it deliberately, but he knows his position is dire. So now, king to d7. What does White do next? Does he take on f7? Perhaps not. Queen e7 might be sort of... I mean, obviously, the position's awful, but he could survive another round. King d7 to c8 is definitely... Yeah, he's played it. He's played it. He had to. He's taken it straight away. He's taken it straight away, so he's going to pick up a bishop. White is going to have an extra rook, 2 extra bishops, and 4 extra pawns. Ladies and gentlemen, that's like being 9, 10, maybe 11 goals up. But in this game, there is another element. There is still the boxing and horse attack. Horse attack is playing slowly. Is it an illusion of thought? Does he want us to think that he's thinking? He only has 2 moves here. He only has 2 moves, but maybe he knows that he might just get to another round of boxing.
And quite an explosive round of boxing it was too, so I would give him a chance if it gets into another round of the box. But as you say, it's completely one-sided, a devastating position for White here on the board.
The king can hunker up on b8, and actually White is going to have to take a little bit of time to get his rooks into the game. So you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I think we're going to see another round of boxing.
Very canny stuff from horse attack here to drag this one out.
Yeah, I think he should move his king now. He's done it. He has done it. Just carefully. Oh, that's another piece gone. That is another piece carefully snuffed out by Razor, the Sweeney Todd of the chess world. Horse attack. Well, I've already made a dead meat joke, so perhaps I'm not going to flog that one any further. Hey. No, I'm sorry. That was undignified, and I apologise unreservedly. So once again, Black only has a couple of moves. He's thinking he really will only last 1 more round of chess because time is going to be such a big factor. It's an instant move, and it's a really good one. In chess, you should talk to your pieces. Not literally, that would be sort of slightly disconcerting. But if you look at your rooks and say, okay, these guys aren't doing anything, my bishops and queen aren't enough to checkmate him on his own, maybe I can throw them into the attack. And that rook has got an excellent future, either on e8 next to the queen, or 1 square further back diagonally from the queen. And I think the win is probably only about 10 or so moves away.
But that'll be next round, because horse attack again, having a long, drawn-out think. Where shall I go? Yeah, let's scratch the chin.
Oh, he's played a6. And queen f7 instantly. Classy play by the Russian. His extra experience is really telling here. He's barely put a foot wrong. Now, the issue with a6 is, although the king can go to a7, that bishop can swing back and attack it. And that's the bell! He's going to last 1 more round and 1 more round of boxing, and he has to come out swinging.
I was very impressed there with the way that Finn drew that one out. I mean, we all knew what was going on, but that's what you have to do. And quite frankly, we, and I hope you at home, want to see another round of what was the best boxing action of the night so far. And they were really going at it, hammer and tongs, those two.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely the best thing that could have happened for this bout. The only way it was going to be competitive was for him to draw it out. And it's a bit of a fine line from a sportsmanship perspective. I think given that his clock is now in dire straits and he's a less experienced player, I'd give him the benefit of the doubt there. But you've always got to be careful. It's why we have a ref, and Canwell is very experienced arbiter, and I suspect she drew the conclusion that, okay, bit uncertain, but allow it with the absence of VAR.
I mean, you could argue that having such a difficult position as that means you have to think a little bit harder than you would do otherwise. But looking at how quickly he was moving in the first round, you can clearly see the difference there. But it means we get to see one more round of boxing. I was intrigued by that first one. The cut under horse attacks we can see already. I think Nikita will probably quite enjoy trying to exploit that with his accurate power punch that we saw in the first round.
And for those of us who are as fascinated by this as us, please do check us out on Instagram at London_chessboxing and follow us on Twitter. The handle is LDN Chessboxing. Really great accounts, and we'll keep you up to date on everything that's going on in the London chessboxing scene.
Yeah, and back to the action. It's a slightly cagey opening to the second round. Horse attack, noted, needs to fit. He needs to force the pace, and he is unloading a little bit there.
Yeah, and he needs to, right? He absolutely needs to. And this is it. Oh, some tricky punches there. Classic, I bet that hurt moment.
Some strong body punching, but you can see that Nikita just soaked that one up like somebody who has significant boxing experience. This is really one of the most impressive all-round performances that I've seen from the Russian.
No, I mean, Nikita really doesn't need to attack here, but he's coming out swinging. It's not a completely defensive show by any means. And actually, as an analogy with chess, sometimes attack is the best form of defense. If you just defend and hope that you last, it's a bit like sort of sending on a defender at the end of the match. Sometimes, high quality team, you can really hold out, but it's a risky strategy, whereas he clearly fancies himself well enough in the boxing that he can, just make a few punches himself. But actually, horse attack was really commendable performance here. With 1 minute and 20 seconds to go, I just don't think it's going to be enough unless Nikita leaves himself wide open and gets, clattered, for want of a better word.
I think he's just wanting to show us his skills there. As he rightly said, he doesn't need to attack. I think he's really enjoying the atmosphere. He's come all the way from Russia for this. And I think, if anything, he's enjoying the fact that the chess has gone on a little bit. Now, Nikita is complaining about a blow to the back there. Referee rather not stepping in. Usually that's a sign of some quality boxing as well. When you see the ref not needing to step in and separate the boxers, it's a sign it's good, clean work.
A few big hits by horse attack there. But yeah, once again, Nikita just out on the counter, and
he's very good at pinning his opponent up against the ropes. So just when you think you've got him, he'll just kind of press onto you and back you up and unleash a flurry of his own. It's back and forth. It's a good even fight, this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think both of these guys have equipped themselves really well. It's been a great spectacle. And I'm going to go so far as to say that I think Nikita could be a future belt contender here. Player of his ability with this kind of boxing now is going to do well.
Yeah, so you noted at the beginning of our broadcast that we have Karl Ouch come up in the headline bout of the evening. Karl Ouch, I would say, of a similar level to what we're seeing here from Nikita. Very strong chess player. A little bit of action after the bell, but horse attacks. That apologises there. They both go back to their corners, and now we really will be seeing the final throws of the chess match.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Nikita no longer has the time. He'll either lose on time or he'll lose in the chess. Sorry, not Nikita. Horse attack. Nikita has played a phenomenal game. Very impressive, very measured. He's played really quickly, and actually, this is probably the most impressive debut fight I've seen on London soil. I know he's fought a few times elsewhere, but I mean, Nikita just very good, just very high quality.
Hasn't put a foot wrong from really opening to converting his advantage. He's gone about this in a very classy yet aggressive manner. And I think the attacking nature of his play is something that will really stand him in good stead as we hopefully see him again in his career on these shorts developing. I want to see more of this guy.
I'd like to see more of this guy too. Horse attack, he gives a look to people he knows in the crowd. He knows that it's over. He knows that it's over. And it's just a case of, I'm in the dream scenario. He might. There's maybe, what, a 3-4% chance of him lasting one more round. He needs to play quickly and accurately, but given how long he's spent on his moves so far, and his position is getting trickier and trickier, I think White can convert this in about 6 or 7 more moves. But Black's got so many weaknesses. White's pieces are so threatening. He's going to win the queen. He'll land a bishop on b6 or something, and then get his other rook in the game. And I think that's it. And I think White will play really quickly, and then Black will either lose on time or get checkmated.
Yep, I mean, yep. As you point out, he needs to activate his rooks technically, Nikita, but it's so overwhelming that, yeah, the bishop will come back to e3, I imagine, cover the bolt hole that Horse Attack tried to make at the end of the last round, and really there's going to be nowhere to go, and there's really not any pieces left to defend his king. If you count them up, he has 5, I believe, including that king. So this is nothing to beat your opponent off with there.
About to start, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is it. I think this is going to be it. So, yeah.
Oh, resignation.
Oh, he's resigned.
Now, on the one hand, that's from a pure chess perspective, that is a very classy thing to do, recognizing that you are completely hopeless. However, I might have quite liked to have seen the win demonstrated on the board for the crowd in tonight.
Yeah, White had played such excellent chess. It would have been really instructive to see, given the time situation and the fact that he doesn't want to go to another round, how he'd have converted that quickly.
I will explain. So, the winner by submission, which means that one fighter has conceded the win to the other, the winner by submission is Razor! Give both fighters a huge round of applause. Really, really interesting bout, guys. One of you nailing it in the chess, one of you nailing it in the boxing. Do you have a few words about your win, sir? Words about your win?
My loss.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, my last.
Oh, sorry, your loss. Sorry, about your loss. I'm so sorry. Do you know what? It's been a long night. Sorry, yeah, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling quite bad at the moment, but I have to say Nikita was really, really tough in chess and in boxing. Especially, he surprised me how good and tough boxer he is.
Well, you did really well yourself. Give him a huge round of applause. You're really slamming out those punches. And on your win, I'm so sorry, my brain is frazzled. How are you feeling?
It feels so good. I'm thankful everyone who came here. Hey, do you like our fight? And I am thankful my wife. I respect her. She supports me always.